Hello and welcome to Module 5 of Geography. In this module, we shall be discussing continents of the world and their geography. That is the global mosaic. The module content here include, we'll be looking at Africa, the countries, capitals, population, economy, culture, and natural resources. We shall also look at Asia, the countries, capitals, population, economy, culture, and natural resources. We shall also look at Europe, the countries, capital, population, economy, culture, and natural resources. We shall also look at North and South America, the capital, countries, population, economy, culture, and natural resources. We shall also look at Australia and Oceania, the countries, capital, population, economy, culture, and natural resources. We will also look at Antarctica, the physical geography and research station before we now draw our conclusion. Let us begin with the introduction. That is the world's 7 major foundations. The world is divided into 7 main continents, which include Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, South America, Australia and Oceania, and Antarctica. The world is more than just a land. Each continent is a unique combination of physical feature, human population, economies, culture, and resources. Why do we study continents? Why do we study continents? One, to understand global diversity and human adaptation. Number two is to analyze economic pattern, threat, and development. Then number three, to appreciate cultural heritage and global interconnectedness. Then another reason why we should study continent is to address shared environmental challenges. Now let us begin with Africa. That is the cradle of humankind. Africa is the second largest continent, comprises about 54 countries, and its population is more than 1.4 billion youngest globally. So Africa is the second largest continent in the world. It has 54 countries. The population is more than 1.4 billion. The economy of Africa is based on agriculture, mining, that is gold, diamond, oil, and growing services. African culture is immensely diverse, which is about 2,000 plus languages. That is more than 2,000 languages, rich in tradition in music, arts, and oral history. Challenges and potentials in Africa is rich in resources, yet faces development gaps. So although Africa is potentially rich in resources, but it faces the development gap. Huge potential in solar energy, arable land, and growing youth population. Some of the capitals in Africa, some of the countries and capitals in Africa include Nigeria, whose capital is Abuja, Egypt, whose capital is Cairo, and Kenya, whose capital is Nairobi. Now let us look at Asia, the colossal and dynamic continent. Asia is the largest and most populous continent in the world. It has about 4.7 billion people, and it is consists of 49 countries. The economy of Asia is from high-tech giant. That is, the giant countries' economy include Japan and South Korea, to industrial horsepower, that is China and India, and energy-rich states like Middle East. So the Asia, the high-tech giant country include Japan and South Korea. The industrial horsepower is China and India, and energy-rich states is the Middle East. That is the world's factory. The culture of Asia is the birth of major world religion. Like the religion we have there is Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam. And it is as well as other religion. It is ancient civilization meet rapid modernization. So the ancient civilization in Asia meet rapid modernization. The resources of Asia, some of the resources in Asia include, it is the major oil and gas, coal, and fertile river valley. That's in Indo-Gangetic and vast labor force. So some of the resources we have in Asia is oil and gas, coal, fertile river valley, and vast labor force. Some of the capital and cities in Asia, some of the countries and capital in Asia is China, whose capital is Beijing, India, whose capital is New Delhi, and Japan, whose capital is Tokyo. Now let us look at Europe, the integrated peninsula. Europe is a dense network of 44 countries. Europe is highly developed and it has more than 750 million people. The economy of Europe is highly advanced, service-based, and dominated by the European Union. That is a model of economic and political integration of the European countries. Europe is strong in finance, manufacturing, and tourism. The culture of Europe is profound, globally influenced in science, art, and philosophy, as well as law. The culture is also rich historical heritage and multicultural cities. So Europe has multicultural cities. The resources that could be found in Europe include fertile agricultural land, not, uh, not sea oil and gas, coal, and leadership in renewable energy. Some of the capital and the countries in Europe include United Kingdom, whose capital is London, France, whose capital is Paris, Germany, whose capital is Berlin, and European Union headquarters located in Brussels. Now let us look at North America. That is the economic powerhouse of the world. North America comprises 23 countries and it is dominated by the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. The economy of North America is the world's largest economy, which is pioneered by the United States of America. It is highly developed with advanced technology, agriculture, that is the world breadbasket, and integrated trade. The culture of the North America is the blend of indigenous European, Africa, and global immigration influence. That is to say, the culture is a combination of both indigenous European and African and global immigrant influences. Major export of media and popular culture. The resources of the North America is vast agricultural land, oil and gas, mineral, timber, and fresh water, like the Great Lakes. Some of the capital and cities that could be found in North America include United States of America, whose capital is Washington, D.C., Canada, whose capital is Ottawa. Then we have Mexico, whose capital is Mexico City. Now let us look at South America, the land of extremes. South America consists of 12 countries that is home to the Amazon rainfall and the Andes mountain. The economy is based on commodity exports such as agriculture like soya and coffee, mining, copper and lithium, and oil, emerging industrial base. The culture of South America is a fusion of indigenous, Iberian, that is Spanish and Portuguese, and African heritage. Vibrant music, dance, and literature. The resources in South America include the lungs of the earth, that is the Amazon, then immense mineral wealth, oil, and vast agricultural potential. So the North America is richly blessed in mineral wealth, oil, and vast agricultural potential. Some of the capitals and cities in some of the countries and capitals we have in South America include one, Brazil, whose capital is Brasilia, then Argentina, whose capital is Buenos Aires, then we have Peru, whose capital is Lima. Now let us look at Australia, the island continent. Australia is a country and a continent at the same time. It comprises of relatively low population density and highly urbanized. The economy is advanced, resources based. It is the world's largest exporter of iron ore, coal, and LGN, strong services and agriculture. The culture is Aboriginal heritage, which is over 60,000 years, combined with a modern and multicultural society. The resources in Australia is immensely mineral deposit, agricultural land, and unique biodiversity. The capital of Australia is Canberra. Now let us look at Oceania. Australia and Oceania are a continent of its own. Australia is a capital, a country and a continent, whereas Oceania is made up of thousands of islands across Melanesia, Micronesia, Polynesia, which include New Zealand, Fiji, Papua New Guinea. The economy is mostly based on tourism, fishing, agriculture like copper, sugar, vulnerable to climate change and global economic shift. The culture is incredible diversity of indigenous Pacific Islander culture with deep connection to the ocean and navigation. The resources include marine resources, forests, mineral, and a pristine environment. Some of the capitals and countries we have in Oceania include New Zealand, whose capital is Wellington, Fiji, whose capital is Suva, and Port Moresby. Now let us look at Antarctica, the frozen frontier. The key fact about Antarctica is that it is the coldest, driest, windiest continent. No permanent population or countries. So just like we said earlier, Antarctica is the coldest, driest, and windiest continent. It has no permanent population or countries. The governance is based on Antarctic Treaty System, which is agreement by uh, most countries of the world dedicated to peace and science. Physical geography holds about 70% of world's freshwater in its ice form, crucial for global climatic regulation. The role, it is a global scientific laboratory research focused on climatic change, that is ice core, astronomy, and unique system. It is a research station like the US, Mogmodo, Russia, Vexto, and China, Great Wall. So it is Moros research station. In conclusion, we have one planet, seven worlds. The continents are the fundamental organizing framework of our world geography. Understanding their diversity and interconnection is the key to global citizenship. This knowledge is vital for sustainable development, that is managing resources wisely, cultural understanding, fostering empathy and cooperation, solving global problems from climatic change to inequality. We are separate land, but one interconnected earth system. Thank you and God bless you.